Yeah, hello everyone. So today we are going to extend our further knowledge on Informatica Cloud Data Quality. So this is Sujit Patel, and again I am back with some additional items on Cloud Data Quality. So let's try to understand today's agenda, and from there we can start. Now in the row-based, if we are taking, so here you can see whatever matching record we have, all is available. So within this cluster, we have two records matching. Which value is this? That we can see from this consolidation page also. For this cluster, we have only single record. For this cluster, we have two records. And for this cluster also, we have two records, right? So the good thing is that cluster-wise, here we can see the record. And till now, we cannot see the preferred record because we have not executed this consolidation kind of strategy. That's why we are not able to see this preferred record. Like out of these two, which one should be selected for the master record or preferred record, right? So till now we have not got. So now let's select this row based, and in row based, since we have the three options, so let's start with the most data. Okay, let's start with the most data option. Let's try to select the runtime environment here also, and let's do the testing. Let me take the screenshot so that we can compare our record sets and all. After merging, we can understand which become the preferred. Okay, so now let's do the testing. So this will give us a consolidated record, preferred record. So this one we can treat as a master record. So let's do the analysis that in case of row-based, if we are selecting most data option, then which kind of records are getting prioritized. So here we can see out of these two records, this record which have the more data out of these two records, this got prioritized. So this record got the preference over the second second record, right? If this was only one record, so one record will be kind of preferred. For one record, there is no competitor. So whatever record is there, the same record will participate in the preferred. Here we have Kevin 10, Kevin 10. So this have more number of characters. So this got considered. And if we talk about these two records, so these have more kind of complete data. So this one got treated, right? So we understood these three kind of clusters for this option for most data. Now let's try to click on this most field. Okay. Yes, so now we are discussing this most data, most fields and model XChat. So let's try to see some theory for that. We have a theory in our slides. We can see that to understand this in more detail. So row-based strategy. A row-based strategy analyzes row in the record group and select one row. The consolidation transformation uses the port values from that row to create a consolidated record. The default strategy is most data. So what is most data? So in case of most data, it selects the row with the highest character count. So in case of most data, it will select the row with the highest character count. If the highest character count is shared by two or more rows, the strategy returns the last qualifying value. If the highest character count is shared by two or more rows, the strategy returns the last qualifying value. Okay. So in case of most data, the most important thing is that selects the row with the highest character count. It will simply see the number of characters in the data set. That's it. Okay. Most field means selects the row with the highest number of non-blank columns. So since here we have just taken only one column, I think that is person name. But suppose if we have 5 columns, and in 5 columns, suppose we have some value for 2 columns, some value for 3 columns, some record have value for 5 columns. So if we have a value for 5 columns, that means in most field, it will always select the value which have more non-blank values. Okay. Highest number of non-blank columns will be treated in the most. So it will see how many columns having the null value, means how many columns having the non-blank value. Okay. So accordingly, it will select the records in case of most field. So the difference between most data and most field is that in most data, it will see the highest character count. Blindly, it will not see null and all. It will see the highest character count. But in most field, it will see the number of non-blank columns. Okay. So in case of most field, it will see the number of non-blank columns. So always remember this. And model exact is that it will just see the most frequent values in the record. Although that frequent value is wrong also, but that will be treated. Okay. So select the row with the highest count of the most frequent non-blank values. What is model exact? So model exact is the row with the highest count of the most frequent non-blank value. For example, consider a row that has 3 ports that contains the most frequent value in the group, record group. The count of the most frequent value for that row is 3. If the highest count of the most frequent non-blank value is shared by 2 or more, the strategy is the last qualifier. So in case of model exact, it will see the most kind of frequent value. In case of most field, it will see the highest number of non-blank columns. In case of most data, it will see the highest character count. Okay, so these are the main differences we have in this row-based. For example, we can see through some example also. Let's try to understand this through example. So row-based strategy example. The following table displays a sample record group. The last column describes the region why a specific row-based strategy select different row in this field group or in this record group. Product ID, this is a product information. So we have product ID this, product first name this, last name this, zip code this. A strategy selection. The most data strategy selects this row because the row contains more character than the other row. Here we have this record and here we have third record. This is first record, this is second record, this is third record, right? So in case of most data strategy, this will be selected because here we can see the number of character count will be more because this is same, this is same, but here we can see this is bigger, right? So the number of characters count will be more. That's why this record will be treated in case of most data strategy. Here, if we come about most field, a strategy selects this row because row has more non-blank value than the other. So here we can see this in this row, this having the null value, and in this row we have this as a blank value, right? So in case of most field, it will select this value. It will not select this. It will not select this. It will select this value because all the 4 columns having the value. All the 4 columns don't have null or blank value. These have blank, this got rejected, this have null, this got rejected in case of most field. Okay. So in case of most data, this will be treated. And in case of most field, this will be treated. And in case of model exact, this strategy selects this row because row contains the highest count of the most frequent values. So here we can see this Smith is used here also, here also. This ID is used here also, here also. So these 2 values are most frequently used over here 2 times. This is also 2 times. This is not repeated. So due to that, it will select that record in case of model exact. Okay. So in case of model exact, out of this 3 record, it will prioritize this record as option. So this is a very good question for the interview. In case of row-based strategy, they will give some example like that. And they will say that, tell me the different scenario for the most data, for most field, or for model exact, which will become the kind of preferred record or survivor record. So you have to tell the kind of strategy name and the reason for that. Some cases they can ask in interview, what is row-based strategy? Can you explain with some examples and all? In that case, we can take these examples and we can explain it. So hope so this is clear now. Okay.